It's on Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Straight ahead, a good one in store this afternoon. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Detroit Lions. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. The All-Pro Chris Boswell with the honors. And off we go from Ford Field. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the Lions come out, and they are led again by Jared Goff. Already year 10 in the league, and half of those 10 with the Lions. Remember, took the Rams to a Super Bowl as well. What a year last year, Greg. Second in passing yards in the NFL.
Yeah, and all Jared Goff does every year, Mike, is lead one of the most prolific offenses in the NFL. But I'm not sure he gets the credit he deserves. I think so many people wanted to give credit to Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell, and rightfully so, as he makes this transition to kind of the next era of Lions football without Ben Johnson. I think people are going to see just how big of an impact Jared Goff had, not only in the 15 games they won last year, but they believe they have a Super Bowl contending team in Detroit. And this run game certainly didn't waste any time getting settled in. Nice job by the offensive line, displacing defenders at the point of attack, and allows the back to pick up a nice chunk to get this game rolling.
Open man, it's Jameson Williams. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. It is a big play there for the Lions. An even 40 yards.
And, Mike, as the rest of this game unfolds and they have success with their play-action passing game, expect the balance of their run game to continue to pick up as well. And you can make a defense defend the same.
And he's into the end zone. What a start. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. And that is the way to start a game. Not just score, but, Greg, score quickly. A nice opening drive for the first 6 points.
Well, it seems like the hour spent on that opening game script was time well spent. I mean, to take the ball right down the field that quickly, right out of the gates, that's a pretty good opening drive and an early 6 points.
Now Jake Bates on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Lions will take a 7-0 lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Here's Williams on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Well, here come the Steelers, and that's the sight that looks odd, but people were looking to see after keeping us waiting all spring. Year 21 in the league for Aaron Rodgers, his first as the Steelers quarterback.
You know, it's funny how time flies, Mike, and we won't call him old. We'll just call him experienced. And here's a guy who's been doing this for a really long time at a high level, and he's going to hope that some of that experience works in his favor today. And when he plays well, this is proving to be a really hard team to beat.
And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. From the 29, here's 2nd and 7. They'll motion over Thielen. Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay. A run out of the gun with Warren. His defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
Well, they certainly didn't allow the loss on first down, Mike, to scare him out of this run game here on second down. But now after taking a loss on first and second, it puts him in a tough spot here coming up on third down.
Third and long for Rodgers. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he'll get into the slide here, but he's going to be well short of the first down.
This is all about sensing the pressure. You can see him keeping his eyes downfield as long as he can. But ultimately, he decides, I got to tuck this ball and become a runner. He's able to avoid the sack, pick up some positive yards.
On fourth down, Steelers send out Corliss Waitman to punt. Deep for the Lions, Holly Freeman. This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Lions offense going to take over now for the second time. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick first down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
They're going to motion the tight end over here. On 1st and 10, here's Goff. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Just a simple hitch route. Certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
On the jet sweep, here comes Williams. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
When you come across on a jet sweep, Mike, you're hoping once you get the ball, all you see is green grass and open space. Well, in this case, he had a lot of unhappy defenders waiting for him, and they're able to put him down behind the line.
Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
Off the play fake, here's Goff. That one out wide to Gibbs. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
Sometimes it's easy for a defense to lose track of a running back, especially when he leaks out from the backfield, but not the case here. They kept eyes on him the whole time. Comes in, makes a sure tackle, and drops him for a loss.
On 2nd down, Goff. That's the 3rd round rookie pick, Isaac Taslam. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. It's Goff. This one down the field, but will wind up incomplete.
And that sideline just cannot believe their guy did not come down with that play. I mean, that's as easy as it gets. I frankly don't blame him. I mean, that's a play at this level you just have to make. Your teammates are dependent on it.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this is going to remain a one-possession game.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
The Steelers' offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. That's complete. Calvin Austin. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a 1st down.
They don't waste any time capitalizing on their opponent's mistake, so they miss the field goal, you take the ball back. There's a lot of energy on the sideline. That's a big win for your defense. So what do you got to do? You got to go out there as an offense and get off to a fast start. And that's exactly what they're able to do on that 1st down play.
Call it a gain of 13. That's a Steeler 1st down.
This is already a little better than the first time they had the ball, Mike. Remember, opening possession, 3 and out. Showing some signs of life here now. Nice pick up there by the back to pick up the 1st down.
Off the play fake, Rodgers. This one complete to Hayward. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. Second and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. And he let him a bit too much. That pass is incomplete.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
And that is incomplete. He was seeking out the veteran Adam Thielen that time. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
Well, we sit up here all the time and we try to break down why certain plays work or don't work. Well, this one's not real tricky. I mean, he just simply needs to catch the ball. I mean, that close to the 1st down chain, if he just catches that ball and turns upfield, they extend this drive. He's got to come over to the sideline, take a deep breath, tell his guys, hey, man, that's on me. And he's got to go out and make that next play because his team's going to need him to play better as the rest of this game continues. So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Back out is Boswell following the field goal. He'll send this one away. This taken at the 5. Whoa! He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. To Slav, a man in motion. On 1st down, it's Goff. This one complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. An even 20 yards. Impressive start to this drive.
So think back to earlier in the week, Mike, and they told us they want to get him going here early and often. So I'd expect plenty of passes to head his way as this game unfolds.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. Once again, it's Gibbs. And this will be a short pickup down to the 45. That's Brandon Echols there for the tackle. The backfield empty here for 3rd and 2. Throwing here is Goff. That one on target to Williams. He's got it. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a first down.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
You know, anytime you're talking about an interior defensive lineman, it's always easy to talk about his size and his strength. But what stands out to me, Mike, is his ability to move his feet, turn those hips, get penetration in the backfield, and take the running back down for a loss.
Throwing on second down. Goff. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain. Third and long. Putting the tight end in motion. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Goff. He connects with St. Brown. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
So, a little extra time to think about what to do on 4th down as we are through quarter number 1. 7-3 is our score. And we are back to the Motor City in a moment. Lions ball to begin this second quarter as they've got it with 4th down coming up. They'll go for it. Here's Goff. That's incomplete. Daring call on 4th down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on downs. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. That's quickly out wide to Thielen. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Gainwell. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. Good for a Steeler first down.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Jack Campbell, the former first-round pick, there to wrap him up. Now a stoppage, we have an injured Lion. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. The master of play action, Rodgers. That's complete to his running back, Kenneth Gainwell. And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the first down after a gain of 7. Third and a yard. It's the quarterback with the sneak, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that first down, but this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the first down.
Catch made by Thielen. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. From the 46, here's 2nd down and 4. He'll get this out wide, and it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. Now a 3rd and 2. Getting the tight end involved in the run game here. And he will have a Steelers first down. They're able to convert by plenty on 3rd and 1.
So, Mike, it's actually funny to say, but these are actually the kind of offensive possessions that defenses want you to have, right? So the idea on defense is make them snap it again, make them go the long way. So at some point, when they continue to get fresh sets of downs, expect them to try to get a big play, try to generate a chunk, and try to move the ball down the field at a quicker pace.
And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike, you never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
That's caught by Smith on the right side. And he'll be out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, and that gains them another first down.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
To the tight end, Freiermuth. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
Here's 2nd and 2. They run out of the gun with Warren. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Can they keep this drive rolling? Here is 3rd and inches. They'll go with the sneak. He's going to have it at the 12-yard line. Enough to get the first down and keep it going. Here's 1st and 10. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. On 1st and 10, it's Warren. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
On 3rd down, Rodgers. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. So they'll bring up 4th down.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and their running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on 3rd down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Steelers are back within 1. It's 7-6.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Back out is Boswell following the field goal. He'll send this one away. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Lions offense about ready to take over once more. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And he'll move this ahead for about 4 yards. Patrick Queen, the linebacker, they're on the tackle.
You know, I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
And he's going to be out of bounds, just shy of midfield. They pick up 17 through the air. First down, Detroit.
If you're going to give him this much time to scan the field, he's inevitably going to find an open man downfield like he does here. That's a great job remaining patient and letting that play develop.
Goff gives it to Gibbs. And a nice job there, sidestepping defenders on his way. It's a gain of 9.
Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
On second down, it's Gibbs. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss.
And just like that, you go from 2nd and inches, where you think it's pretty much a given that you're going to move the chains, to now finding yourself in 3rd and 2 or 3. Great job by that defense. This completely changes this possession.
They're going to try to run here with Gibbs. And that's not going to work either. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. It's going to bring up 4th down.
That's a heck of a stop by this defense early in this game, Mike, and it sets up a decision for the offense. You might be a little too far away to attempt a realistic field goal, but you might be a little too close to get anything out of the punt unit. I think I'm keeping the offense on. I'm trying to extend this drive, and I'm being aggressive here early.
That's going to be caught, and he's going to have the 1st down. So taking a chance there, playing with the lead, but it works out for them.
Love the idea of going for it on 4th down. Anytime you're on your opponent's side of the field, Mike, you have to take advantage of that field position. You're too long for a field goal, but you're too close to the end zone to punt it. So going for it on 4th down is definitely the right move. Now you've got to take advantage of it and don't let it go to waste.
He'll swing this out to Montgomery. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds after a gain of only a couple. 2nd down and 8. Out of the shotgun. It's gone. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, if you like defensive football, this game's heaven, because right now points have become a premium. Someone has to figure out a way to get something going, whether it's a field goal or even just a positive drive and play the field position game. Some offense has to take control of this game here at some point.
And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up 1st downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
Oh, a nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Goff to throw. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. And he will easily pick up the 1st down. They've got 1st and goal coming up. Here's Gibbs, and he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10. The Lions call their first timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go until halftime. Moved back to the 10. They'll try here on 2nd and goal. To throw is Goff. This one caught at the 4. And he's so close to the goal line. Couldn't get that ball extended. They keep him out, and it sets up 3rd and goal.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike. How well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy.
Good blocking, and he's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. His 2nd touchdown of this first half. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Bates now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Lions will take a 14-6 lead. Halftime, coming close, and not much time left as this one is kicked away. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. The Steelers offense gonna get it one final time in this first half. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. He finds Austin with the grab. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And this will be incomplete.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game.
2nd down, Rodgers. To the right side, corralled by Thielen. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. This will be just inside 60, a 59-yard field goal attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. Halftime coming up, and we'll take you down to Scott Hanson for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hanson and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the 2nd half. Back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula. and come out on top in this tight one as we hit the second half. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, it's Williams. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Steelers' offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here, and they'll begin it with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive, and he'll get about 5. From the 33, here's 2nd and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Warren. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. From the gun, Rodgers. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the safety, Kirby Joseph. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And this is what comes when you decide to attack outside the numbers. You have to have a quarterback that's A, willing to make tough throws, and B, the arm strength to do it. He has the arm. I just think that one was a little too reckless, and they end up with a big interception.
Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit offense set to take over again. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. They send the tight end in motion. Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run the draw with Gibbs. Good running there. He's got the 1st down inside the 30.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
1st down, and they stick with Gibbs. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. Open space inside the 10. And he's got another one. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Here's Bates for the extra point. He's got it. and the Lions will extend this third quarter lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Here's Williams on the return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Steelers offense getting their final instruction before heading back onto the field. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he takes it to the 35.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the third quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage.
You have to wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped. This was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
Play action now with Rodgers. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force 3rd down.
And this is really just more of the same that we saw in the first half. They have made it a huge struggle in the passing game. I mean, just no easy completions, no open space. Every single ball has been contested, and they've done a great job all day.
And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
And you don't earn the reputation this guy has, Mike, without having some really elite ball skills at your disposal. I mean, he's universally considered one of the best corners in the entire league, and when he makes plays like this, it's pretty easy to see why.
So the Steelers ready to kick this one skyward as he's on to punt for the 2nd time. Raymond going to return it. Oh, but he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. From the gun, it's Goff. To get this complete, it's Williams over the middle. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a 1st down.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down. To throw is Goff. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
From the gun, on third down, it's gone. One of the Steelers has it. How about the defense getting to the quarterback, getting access to the ball, knocking it free, and coming up with the recovery?
I'd like to see the quarterback just be a little more secure with the ball, Mike. You can see he's just a little loose, especially when you're operating from the pocket. But give credit to the defender. Nice job attacking the ball, knocking it loose and recovering it, and that is a big takeaway here by this defense.
The Steelers offense getting set to get back to work. They can get back into this quickly now. Very short field ahead. It is 1st and 10. Throwing, Rodgers. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league, and it results in a negative play.
To throw is Rodgers. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Rodgers to throw. That is pulled in at the 5. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. It is a gain of 23 yards, and now they'll have 4 shots at it. It's 1st and goal.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on 3rd down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to, and certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
Trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he's going to come up short.
This defense is able to get the hold here on 1st down, Mike, but they might have to do it 3 more times. I think if I'm this offense, I'm saying this is 4 down territory. I've got 3 more shots to gain 1 yard. Here you go.
Rodgers now. That's to the end zone, but it is incomplete. Jonnu Smith, the tight end, man he was looking for there. And now they'll be looking at 3rd and goal.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some real...
And he's able to get the ball across the goal line. He's in. Aaron Rodgers. Touchdown, Steelers. Certain quarterbacks have a knack for that, and he finds the space to get in the end zone for the touchdown, Greg.
Yeah, just a good old-fashioned quarterback sneak. Kind of a play that's taken the league by storm. Not necessarily the tush-push like we see up in Philly, but just as effective here, Mike.
Chris Boswell on for the point after. The kick is good. And the Steelers have cut the deficit to 5. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. He fields it at the 8. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. He'll go play action with Goff. Down the field, he's got St. Brown. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal. Goff to St. Brown for a big one. A gain of 66 yards.
This guy has just such a knack for getting open, Mike, and whenever they're looking for that big play, he's usually one of the guys at the top of the progression, and it's pretty easy to see why.
Here's a run to the 5-yard line. Second and goal. One more time, they try Gibbs. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
And now with that stop on 2nd and goal, the defense really flips the advantage to their own favor. 3rd and goal from this length. I think now they can play a lot more pass-heavy defense and not be so concerned with the run game.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him back at the 10.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
Out comes Jake Bates to try a field goal here. This about as short as you can get. He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Lions will extend their 3rd quarter lead. So, after his field goal, Bates back out to kick this one away. On the return, it's Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10. In the shotgun, it's A-Rod. That's to the right side and incomplete.
Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible, because I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers. Will set up the screen to Gainwell. This one going to be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
On third down, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. DK Metcalf was the intended target. And it's going to be fourth down.
And so far throughout the course of the game, I think the secondary's actually done a really nice job of taking him away. I mean, he's clearly one of their best players, one of the top players in the league. They're going to continue to find ways to target him. So defensively, it doesn't matter if he has 0 catches or 10. He is always going to be a focal point of this offense.
And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit offense set to take over again. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And he'll take this ahead to the 43-yard line. Cole Holcomb in on the tackle. Second down, 8 yards to go. Putting one of their tight ends in motion left. Once again, it's Gibbs. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up third down. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a third down and 4. Out of the shotgun, it's gone. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target, no catch, and now fourth down.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. Steelers offense ready to get back at it. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Warren. And they bring him down, but not until he gets to the 45-yard line. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick first down.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
On play action, Rodgers. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
You know, there's a rule that's pretty simple when you're running routes against zone coverage, Mike, and it's as simple as if you're open, stay open. Instead, you see the receiver here, he ends up running to a covered window, and it just clouds the vision of the quarterback. Instead of throwing into a wide-open target, he's now forced to throw into a contested area.
Metcalf, the motion man. Now a second down throw from Rodgers. We'll get about 6 before he's taken down. play coming up. This is third down. Now Rodgers. He'll get this into the hands of Austin. 14 on the pickup. That's a Steeler first down.
Okay, so now you pick up that first down, Mike, but now there needs to be a sense of urgency. You know you need to score twice. So this one, ideally for the offense, results in a touchdown. But either way, this first score of the two needed needs to be fast, because you need every possession you can here late in the fourth quarter.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
The best running backs, Mike, they have a really good balance between executing the play that's designed, but then every so often they just have to trust their instincts, and sometimes that's the best plays. That's where the big home run shots come from, and when you have a talented back, you want to give them that freedom.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll run straight ahead with Warren. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
What you see there is really the key to a good free safety blitz. Time the snap so that the offense cannot determine that you're rushing. It's exactly what happened here. He's able to bring the ball carrier down for a loss.
3rd and short yardage, it's Rodgers. That one broken up in the end zone. It's incomplete. What great work just to get those hands up there. And now it's 4th down.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th, but they will turn it over on downs. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown and the rest of the Detroit offense heading out for their next possession. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. First down and 10. Throwing, Goff. He'll look underneath and finds Gibbs. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here, bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
A run here with Gibbs. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. It's 3rd and 4. Here's Goff. Open man, left side. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge first down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Lions first down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Goff to throw on first down. That's right side and into the hands of Tisla. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Goff with the give to Montgomery. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 13 yards. First down, Detroit.
And this is what happens when your offensive line and your back are in sync and on the same page. Great job by the O-line distorting the defense at the point of attack, and then the running back understanding where that hole is, hitting it full speed, brings up a fresh set of downs.
And across the field, it's St. Brown. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another first down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
2nd and 10. Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Trying to keep a drive alive. Going to have to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Goff. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Bates now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Lions will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Williams now to return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Steelers' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. To the right side and corralled by Thielen. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a first down.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play, and it's second down.
A bit of a risky throw there, Mike. You don't love to see a quarterback force the ball, especially into a crowded area. In the end, I think he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Rodgers here on second down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A little indecisive there, Mike. I thought he could have pulled the trigger a tad sooner. Instead, he just holds onto the ball a little too long. The windows close up and ultimately has no choice but to just simply throw the ball away.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face third down and 10. He's going to air one out for Metcalf. And this ball incomplete on third down.
Well, it's no secret what's happening here, Mike. They need points, and they need points quick. The best way to get them is through the deep ball, but obviously the defense is prepared for it. So, again, they're going to continue to play deep, force you to throw the ball underneath, and make you go the long way.
He's got his man. It's Smith. And he's going to have the Steelers first down. How about that for a big play on 4th and 10? They get almost exactly what they needed to keep this drive going. They'll throw again. Here's Rodgers. He's got a man down the field. It's Austin. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. 23 yards on that pass play. Good for a Steeler first down. To the air once more. It's Rodgers. He finds Austin with the grab. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Second and 6 coming up. Again, it's Rodgers. That is brought in at the 10. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up first and goal. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Now, first and goal. They'll drop to throw. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And they'll get him down right around the 5-yard line. Now, here's second and goal. Rodgers going up top again. That's to the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
They'll motion the tight end, Smith. Third and goal for Aaron Rodgers. That's going to be broken up in the end zone. Incomplete. There was no space to fit that one in. And now here comes 4th and goal.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that third down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they...
This one is caught on 4th and goal. They deliver. Adam Thielen. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. And now it's a 9-point game, so they'll go for just one here. The kick here is good, so they are back within a possession. That gets it down to an 8-point game. Even with their full complement of timeouts, the call is to try an onside kick.
All right, so you take your shot, you don't get it. But now your defense has to save the day. You've got all 3 timeouts. You've got to get a stop here, force them to punt the ball back, and give your offense a chance to win the game.
So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. He'll go play action with Goff. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline. That is brought in. Not quite to the end zone, but in great position out of bounds at the 3. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. An even 40 yards. Well, a touchdown here could be the capper to a victory. It is 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. Try to push forward, but only a yard down to the 2. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. One more time with Montgomery. And this time he will work his way into the end zone. David Montgomery. Touchdown, Detroit.
And that's exactly how you stress all week, finishing a game. Get the ball and leave no doubt. But that late touchdown, Mike, that should all but just seal this victory away.
Here's Bates for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Lions are going to extend their lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Here's Williams on the return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Steelers offense ready to take over once again. Here's 1st and 10. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. Warren. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. Here comes second down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. To the outside, he's got Smith. And he's out of bounds with the first down. So they get a new set of downs, and just as importantly, stop the clock.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
A-Rod down to throw on first down. He'll go right back to Smith. They hook up again. Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their second. And they'll stop it with 28 seconds to go in the game. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. In the shotgun, it's A-Rod. That's caught by Smith on the right side.
Doing a nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
First down for Aaron. He'll get this into the hands of Thielen. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4. It'll bring up second down.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
They'll come up here on second down and 5. Looking to throw, it's Rodgers. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
3rd and short yardage, it's Rodgers. That'll be caught. It's Metcalf. And now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ballgame.
And these are the moments in the game, Mike, where you need your best players to come through and make their presence felt. And that's exactly what he does there. Picks up a nice reception, good chunk of yards, and they keep their hopes alive.
Rodgers on first down. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
That's deep for the back of the end zone. Good coverage there in the end zone. That is incomplete. Terrific work. They separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late, and it's probably a touchdown.
Here we go. One final play. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. So it's a win here for the Lions. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from downtown Detroit.